one and only DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. I'm your host, Makayla Perkins, and joining me today is Leah, Merrall, and Chierstin Susel. I have to say I'm really excited about this specific group of gals being on the show today because for those of you who don't know, I do a little freelance work on the side, and I work in like production, live production, like event production. And the entire control room last night at the ASU baseball game was all women, which is super cool, super rare, especially in live event production. And now today, the podcast is all women. So I feel like this is great because A, it's Women's History Month, and I just like being surrounded by women.
We are taking over.
We are taking over. I have a theory that if there were all women in all areas of control, the world would be a better place.
Agree. Let's end the show on that.
And that's the Express Podcast. Have a great day, everybody. So yeah, I'm super excited. Thanks for joining me today, guys. My day got off to a little bit of a rough start. I forgot my computer at home, which is not great. So
it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing the show off my phone. So if anybody's watching and is like, why is she on her phone? I'm not. I've got my entire rundown and my ad copies right on my handy dandy iPhone. So what can you do though? Sometimes you just start off your day and you forget your laptop. It's not the best way to start.
Okay. Just have agility, bounce back. We got this.
We got this. It's going to be fine. It's going to be great. All right. Today we're going to be kind of recapping and talking about some of the roster decisions surrounding the Arizona sports teams as of late. I think we should start off with the Coyotes because Monday was the trade deadline.
Yep.
And the Coyotes have been in like this weird state. Obviously, we all know that they're sucking on purpose. You got to tank for that first overall pick, hopefully. Most recently, they made some moves. They traded the goalie, Wedgewood, to the Stars. And then they also made a deal with the Wild to bring in, or not the Wild. Who was it?
Wild.
Yeah, the Wild. Why do I doubt myself? To bring in Jack McBain. So, Leah, what are your thoughts on this? I know people were kind of surprised by sending Wedgewood away, especially how he'd performed during the season. What are your kind of thoughts on, I guess, the trade deadline as a whole and these two specific moves?
Well, the trade deadline as a whole around like the U.S. and Canada, the Coyotes aren't getting fantastic grades, to be honest. But, I mean, I think it was a fine trade deadline. Sending Wedgewood away would be surprising if this was a team that you wanted to be good, but that's not the purpose of the rest of this season. Wedgewood had been playing really well, and actually this was a win for the Coyotes because they got him off of waivers, so it cost them nothing to get him, and then they sent him away and got a pick in return. So they actually ended up getting something in return when they didn't have to pay for him in the first place. So it's a good move. Sad to see him go. Really great guy, really great goalie for the Coyotes, but he could come back. He's going to be a UFA after this season. So he can come back to the Coyotes. That door's not closed. And then Jack McBain coming. He hasn't played in the NHL yet. He's a senior at Boston College. So he hasn't had the opportunity yet. But I think the Coyotes will be a great opportunity for him. He's a center, which the Coyotes need. He's 6'4", which size the Coyotes need. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. But I'm happy with it, and they didn't end the day with fewer draft picks than they started with. They shuffled around from different years, but that's what the Coyotes need is assets for the future, and that's what they did.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you were grading the trade deadline for the Coyotes, what grade would you give them?
Maybe like a B. Okay. They didn't. Well, to me, the most surprising move was the moves they didn't make,
right?
Which we'll get to, I'm sure. And I know there's a lot of criticism around that. I think there was definitely more they could have done, but also just the nature of the market this year was so different with like the flat salary cap and just the price of things. And there's so many teams selling this year. So for what they did and what they were given and what they had to work with, we'll just say a B.
Right. Yes. Okay. Well, B is good. Yeah. It's not awful. Yeah. I think you kind of alluded to it. So obviously Phil Kessel is still a member of the Coyotes, which also surprised me, especially knowing how badly he wanted to leave.
Me too.
He really wanted to get out. He wanted to go to contender. Obviously, he's a little bit older, so his window to win another championship is closing.
Yep.
Why did they not move Phil Kessel? I know that there have been some reasons out there. Why do you think that they didn't move him? And
money.
Yes.
Money. His salary cap hit is high. It's over $6 million, which is just unaffordable for many teams, especially for a player his age. And he's going to be unrestricted after this season. So he would have been a rental for a contending team, and it wouldn't be worth it to take on that big of a salary cap hit. NHL teams can only retain 3 salaries on the roster right now. Or before the trade deadline, the Coyotes had 2, so they can only retain one more salary, and they ended up retaining Johan Larsson's salary just because that was a better move for them. And as a result, they couldn't move Phil Kessel. I know that he tried. I know Phil has been wanting to leave for over a year. So it's disappointing for him, but, he can go wherever he wants this summer.
Yeah. Chierstin, how do you think Phil's feeling right now being on this team in the Coyotes and knowing that he wanted to get out?
Well, here's the way that I look at it. From a career perspective, I'm sure he's had enough, and I think maybe at some point in the season he was hoping to get to this point and that this would be a new beginning for him. So I'm sure he's probably disappointed, but didn't he just become a new dad? I think Phil's been doing this for a really long time, and maybe he's at a point in his career where other things are becoming more important. So obviously I'm not saying that he's like giving up on his playing career, but he's played a lot of hockey. And he has something great in his personal life to offset what's going on the ice and in his career. So there's probably some balance for him. And I think, he'll probably end up wherever he ends up next is where he's going to want to be.
Yeah. And also he's in Arizona. It's not like he's stuck in like Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
No
exactly.
offense, Buffalo.
Full offense. Sorry, Sean and everyone in Buffalo. But there are way worse places to be in the continental US and Canada besides Arizona. So, I mean, it could be worse. Yeah. Like, he gets to stay in Arizona where the weather's nice. It could be worse. Chris Melton in the comments. Hi, Chris. Okay, guys, we're back to the small monitor. I can't read, as everybody knows.
So Totri asked if there was a trade deadline at All City, who do you think would be traded to DNVR or CHGO? And Chris said that's a fiery question.
Well, stay tuned because we're going to be doing some hypothetical sign, extend, cut scenarios at the end of this podcast, and it's going to get interesting.
Was he listening into our little production meeting?
I don't know. That's a great question, though. I'm glad that he asked it now because I'm going to have to think about who I want from DNVR in Chicago to come to PHNX. But yeah, stay tuned. We're going to be doing a lot of hypothetical situations. Talking about the Coyotes again, I will say the one thing I'm really glad that they didn't do is trade Jacob Chychrun. I was hoping that they wouldn't because obviously they were asking for a lot, and I believe if the situation was right for a specific team, and if more teams were buyers in this market than sellers, like you said, I think Chychrun would have been moved. But I'm really glad he wasn't because the whole Coyotes philosophy is we're building for the future. We're going to be horrible for these next couple of years. And then, when we get all these draft picks and all these draft picks come up through the system and they're ready to go, we're going to have a good team. And I think you need pieces like Jacob Chychrun, like Lawson Krause, like Clayton Keller, who are younger, so that when they're older and the draft picks that they get turn into players and then the players come up through the system, they have those veteran guys in the locker room to like lead the younger players. Obviously, Jacob Chychrun's having a little bit of an off year, so hopefully he can kind of...
I still think they're going to trade him this summer.
You think so?
Yeah.
What makes you think that?
I just think if he had his choice, he doesn't want to be part of the rebuild. Okay. And I think players like Lawson Krause and Clayton Keller have expressed that they're like happy to be part of this team's future, and I'm not like, I don't know that for sure. Jacob Chychrun's never told me that, but that's just my sense, and I think that they can get a lot for him this summer, more draft picks. So I still think he'll be traded, but I agree with the philosophy, and I think that Clayton Keller and Lawson Krause are going to be part of the team's future. So
I'm really bummed if they trade Chychrun. I like him, and I think he is a great leader.
And if they don't, then that's great too.
Exactly.
So it's a win-win, I guess.
How would you feel about it if they moved on from Chychrun, Chierstin?
At this point, I'm not like married to anybody on that team. Like, just do what you got to do at this point. Like, I just want to see the Coyotes moving in the right direction. Yeah. And they've already let go of so many players that I loved to where it's just like, this team's going to look wildly different over the course of the next few years. So just do what you got to do. And certainly, I mean, I'm a big fan of Jacob Chychrun, but if he doesn't necessarily want to be here, I don't fault anybody. Like, I don't fault a single player for not wanting to be a part of a real rebuild here in Arizona, and also be a part of like playing in Tempe and not knowing if they're, I don't know where the negotiations are right now and working everything out about actually building a permanent facility. Yep. But it's my understanding, right, that they still have not finalized that deal. Mm-hmm. So like there's a lot that's up in the air right now with this team, where if there's a guy that's like, listen, I just don't really want to be a part of this, then I'm with them in that. And so, yeah, that's my thought of it.
That makes sense. And that's fair. And I definitely agree. It's a tough organization to be a part of right now. I think there's been more criticism about the move to Tempe from people outside of Arizona than the players like probably prefer. Obviously, it's not ideal coming into a collegiate arena that only seats 5,000 people, but I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I mean, looking at it overall, do you think all the moves and all the decisions as a whole that the Coyotes made during the trade deadline set this team up for success in the future?
Yeah, I think they did their best. I think they could have done a little more in terms of acquiring draft picks, but I think there's more to come this summer.
Is that what you would have done differently if you were in charge?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But Bill Armstrong knows what he's doing. I do not try and say that I could do any better. So
I would have loved for you to be like, yeah, probably. And the Coyotes should have hired me instead of Bill Armstrong. So.
No, I don't say that.
Hey, it goes back to my theory that the world would be a better place if all women were in charge at all times. I was going to say something about the trade deadline, but yeah, I hope that they can capitalize on the decisions that they've made, and I do think Bill Armstrong is the best GM for this job in this position. His whole bread and butter is scouting, developing, and improving players. So if you're going to have any GM in charge of this team right now, I think Bill Armstrong's probably your best bet. So, all right, moving right along to the Arizona Cardinals. It's been an interesting offseason, to say the least. They have done not a lot in terms of bringing outside acquisitions. Shout out to Johnny Venerable and the PHNX Cardinals Twitter account for that beautiful video. Chierstin, what the heck are the Cardinals doing in terms of bringing in big pieces in this offseason period?
Well, I don't think anybody thought that they were necessarily going to bring in, like they were going to make like splash off-season deals with anybody.
Right.
I think we felt like it was going to be pretty quiet, but right now they're not. We would have liked to see them make more moves for sure, and
absolutely.
they're not. We look at everything on paper and we're like, wait a second, like right now we're like worse than we were last year. So how is this a good thing?
And is that because of the players that they let go? And that they didn't resign, like Christian Kirk, Chase Edmonds.
I mean, I think the biggest thing right now is replacing Chandler Jones, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do like one of the moves that I think might pay off for them, and I kind of compare it to what I was saying about Marco Willson, although their situations are wildly different. I always felt like because of Marco Willson throwing a shoe in a football game, like the Cardinals were going to reap the benefits of that decision for a long time, as they got him as a steal of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So they added Jeff Gladly, a cornerback with a lot of talent. He was a first-round draft pick in 2020. He ended up being released by the Vikings just after his rookie season because he got caught up in a domestic violence lawsuit, which he was just found innocent of like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not comparing their situations, but I think this could be a guy where the Cardinals swooped in and because there was some history there, that they actually might be able to have gotten another steal of a deal. Now he only has, one season under his belt, but remember, first round draft pick has a tremendous upside. And as soon as he was on that, everything was settled with that lawsuit and he was found not guilty, they swooped in and were able to grab him. So I am a little bit excited to see him. They have a linebacker that they picked up that could replace Jordan Hicks, and then of course by offloading him, you have a bigger opportunity for Zaven Collins. But I'm looking at where we're at right now, and Christian Kirk, Chandler Jones, how are we getting better in those in those regards? Like they still need to figure out a way to add some pieces, and I don't know that you're necessarily going to do that in the draft. So hopefully Steve Keim has some moves up his sleeve. But yeah, I don't know that many Cardinals fans are like super pumped with what the roster is at this exact moment.
Right. And if you wouldn't mind reading that comment from is it
you want me to read?
Yes, please.
Jeff Gladly posted over 80 plus PFF grades late in his rookie season. He got better with time, which is very good.
So that's a good addition.
No,
then.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm actually really excited. I think they got, like a really good athlete, and I would love to see him have like sort of this comeback after he was dealing with a rough situation and got released and didn't play a whole season. I'm actually pretty excited to see what he's able to do for this team.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, too, I want to amend what I said earlier. It's not like they didn't do anything. Like, obviously, they did a lot by re-signing both Zach Ertz and James Conner, because I feel like that was a huge priority going into the offseason.
So, yes, I actually came across this article, though.
Was it the one trashing their signing of
the James Conner one? Yeah. He was like put on a... Yeah, so he was like, when you Google James Conner, the first article that pops up is an article by Yahoo, and it says USA Today Sports recently released a list of NFL free agency's top 10 most regrettable contracts in 2022. The Cardinals signing of running back James Conner came in at number 3.
Why? What is the reasoning?
Well, because running backs are sort of considered a dime a dozen, right?
Yes.
Like you shouldn't throw money at a running back, especially when you're a team like the Cardinals, who have some positions to address outside of running back. So a lot of people felt like you could sign somebody else for a lot less money and not have a ton of a drop off when it comes to running backs, right?
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's what a lot of people like. That's what their mindset is on that. Now, my mindset, I'm a little bit biased because I'm around the team and I love James Conner, and I almost feel like he offers the intangibles that don't come around with every single running back that exists. He's going to play his heart out and set the tone for the rest of, the offense, along with Kyler, in terms of, mindset, showing up to work, giving it your all, not straying. Now, you could also say he was playing on like a, $1.2 million deal, 1-year deal last year. So of course he was giving it all. Like, he was playing for another contract. But the thing is his whole story of his entire life is being a certain type of guy. I don't think he's going to stray from that. I think he's a great team player, a guy that you want in your locker room. And sometimes that's worth a little more than what anybody just looking at stats on a piece of paper would say he's worth.
Yeah, absolutely. Caro's saying 16 touchdowns
18.
is worth the money. 18? Yeah. I'm blind, you guys. It's really
yeah,
good.
he almost had the franchise record.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
I mean, he was like a few touchdowns away from like setting a franchise record for single season touchdown. So he had a phenomenal year, and he's just a great guy to have on your team.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I was happy that they brought both of them back. I'm kind of surprised by the slanderous article, although I can see it, because I do think, especially in this Cardinals offense, the running back isn't relied upon as much as probably other teams rely on their running backs. So I could definitely see why some people would question that move. But
I think it's not fair to judge a contract until like the player has played on that contract. If they you can go back and say, wow, that was actually a steal because look what he's done.
Yeah.
Or you can say, look what he hasn't done, and that was a bad contract. And I don't think it's fair to judge until the lifetime of the contract has gone on.
Two things. One, I think I said he played on a 1.2. It was a $1.75 million deal, 1-year deal that he played on last year. But also some of these lists and things like that is just, I think we all know, I think we all would like to, a deal gets done and then everybody in their own mind is like, okay, was this a good deal? Was this not a good deal? Right? Yeah. It's just human nature.
Yeah.
But for somebody that's not around the organization and is just looking at some statistics or whatever to just give it a grade, I don't know that he's like the third worst contract. That's, I don't know.
That's bold. It's a bold statement. So out of the 4 most notable players that they did not bring back, who do you think Chandler Jones is the biggest mistake out of all of that? Or who do you think they're going to regret the most?
I totally think we saw this one coming. He mentioned that he, for a little bit, thought about staying in Arizona, but I think it was time for him to go elsewhere, and I don't think that they were going to pursue him as hard as he wanted to be pursued and get the contract that he wanted to get.
It seemed just like a weird relationship to me. Like, it was contentious.
Well, he asked
almost
for a trade last offseason, right? And then played this entire season thinking that he should have been playing for more and should have had a new contract, right? And so I think when that sits with you for an entire year, I remember after you already asked for a trade, and Chandler's funny. I respect the hell out of him because not every player is willing to kind of show their cards a little bit or tell you how they really feel. And he would, I wish I remembered exactly what the joke was, but I'll give you some like insight. There was a TV camera out at training camp that he bumped into on accident, and he like made a joke about like, I'll get the Cardinals will pay for it. Oh no, they're cheap around here.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so like, and then like he patted Steve Keim's pockets on the sideline, which everybody caught. Like he was and I respect the hell out of that. It's funny. And I think some of it was a little truth to it. And then some of it was just him trying to be funny.
Right. But
you could definitely tell that there was a little bit of tension there. I don't think it bled into the locker room whatsoever. Like Chandler was so incredibly beloved by his teammates, his coaches, the media members. Like I don't have a bad thing to say about Chandler Jones, and I wish him all the best. But yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone was shocked by it.
Yeah. Carol saying Chandler is a great guy, but not worth $17.5 million a year anymore. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money, but
yeah.
And then Stephen Williams saying Connor would have gotten more anywhere else. We're so lucky he wanted to stay, and we got him at a good deal. His intangibles are invaluable. So yeah, not regrettable.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good point. Yeah. I don't know how to say that name, but this person saying Keim and Bibble are happy with mediocrity. On top of that, no one wants to play for this organization. I mean, I feel like that's a little bit of a hot statement. I don't know if I necessarily agree with they're okay with mediocrity, but I mean, why do you think they haven't brought in any bigger free agent names like this offseason?
I don't know. I don't know what's going. I don't know if Steve Keim has something up his sleeve that we're just not, aware of. Like I genuinely am not sure what they're thinking right now. And we haven't had the time or the opportunity to talk with any of them this offseason. So like, I really don't know what they're doing. Yeah. I would hope that they've got something up their sleeve.
Do you think that they will bring in anybody bigger?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
To me, I feel like everybody is like off the market. Like I feel like they're so far behind the 8 ball. Like
one of the reasons why I have no idea, because I'm like, I don't even know what move at this point they would really, I don't know.
I mean, hopefully that they're able to address some of their holes that they have in their roster through the draft. But at the same time, it's just like, hello, wake up. What are we doing here? I hope I don't know. I feel like it's hard. I mean, if you had to grade this off season, what would you give them so far?
I would say a C.
Ooh, okay. Worse than the Coyotes.
Yeah.
At the trade deadline.
I mean, that's as of now. That could change. For sure, that could change.
Caro said F.
And I'm giving them a C because I do think that the players that they signed could actually be like pretty good additions, right? So like I don't think they're like players that are gonna like change the trajectory of this team by any chance. I would still like to see a player. No,
like F-. I mean, you guys, they're coming in hot.
You have
Cardinals.
to remember, nobody expected them to be huge contenders to get free agents in the offseason.
Right, because I mean they did decently well. They made the playoffs for the
first time. And the season's not over, so it gives them room to fail or succeed more. And C is like middle ground.
Yeah. They were able to get the two players that we all felt like they should retain, Zach Ertz and James Conner. They did. They parted ways with Chase Edmonds, which we knew was coming. They parted ways with Chandler Jones, which we knew was coming.
If Christian Kirk was asking for that much money from the Cardinals,
Kirk we knew was coming too.
They did not sign Kirk because that is ridiculous amount of money for a slot receiver. I'm sorry, I would never in a million years pay Christian Kirk that much money. Like he's a great receiver and he is worth a lot of money, but not that much money that the Jags gave him. My jaw hit the floor when I saw that contract agreement.
I mean, good for Christian Kirk. Go get your bag. But course. So Christian Kirk though, we all talked about as much as we didn't want to see him leave. We felt like that was coming because he was up for a new deal. He was going to be wanting to get paid. Jordan Hicks, I was a little bit surprised about, but only because we didn't think they'd actually pull the trigger on it. But it made the most sense if you were going to move forward with Zaven Collins that would happen. So there was nothing. They were able to also get Max Williams back. I would say it's very mediocre. So like I would give them a C.
Yeah, I think that's fair. They did sign a quarterback, not their starting quarterback.
Yeah.
They signed Colt McCoy, and then obviously the glaring question is if Kyler Murray is going to get the extension that he is looking for before the season starts. Chierstin, do you think a deal gets done before the season starts for Kyler Murray?
I mean, I think that he very much is going to fight for it. I think it'll be interesting to see how much he fights for it if we get to, off-season workouts, voluntary workouts, and that's the beginning of him not showing up. I've always said, like, right now, unless we hear, like, that, and I don't think we'll hear much until it actually happens that he's getting a deal done, that we're just gonna kind of have to wait and see how he starts to react. I think
he put the pictures back on his Instagram.
Yeah,
the Cardinals pictures are back.
Right. Well, why freaking do that? It's just like I don't want to revisit that, but it's just like,
yeah,
you want to do it for aesthetic reasons, but then a couple weeks later bring it back. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
That's like what I do with my Instagram, but I'm a 25-year-old white girl who like
and
cares about my
back?
Instagram aesthetic. Oh my god, I change my grid all the time because I'm like, oh, I don't like that picture. It doesn't fit with my theme. Like, but I'm allowed to do that. Kyler Murray's not allowed to do that.
What theme, Makayla?
It's like aesthetically pleasing. It's like a thing. It's totally a thing. Oh my god.
Yes, thank you.
No,
That's
it's
how
a
I
thing.
feel.
You want to make sure your Instagram grid looks good. So like when you post more pictures, you can like
Although
archive
I guess
old
that
ones.
is a good thing for a social media manager to care
Well,
about.
I do that, but I don't ever bring them back. Like I've had
I archive stuff like embarrassing, like my picture of chicken and waffles in high school.
Yeah, no, I for sure have gone back many times over and scrubbed through my whole Instagram and been like, that's not even a good picture. That's a weird moment. Let's archive it all. But then I don't ever for once be like, oh, I'm just going to archive these 5 photos today. And then like, I think in a couple weeks, I'll just like pick one.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
very
on your side with
what?
It all depends on what you post in the future. It's fun, guys. If you need help reconstructing your grid, hit me up. I love doing that stuff.
Oh my Lord. I guess we need people like you in this world, but
But that's what I'm saying is like, I'm allowed to do stuff like that because I'm a 25-year-old white girl. I don't think the quarterback of a
No, I don't think Kyler Murray was like, you know what? I just feel like this needs a little refresh. Like, yeah.
Can you imagine? He's just
God.
like sitting in
It's
his
just
room.
like the aesthetic is just like a little off right now. It's really like messing up with my vibe. So I'm just gonna I'm just gonna archive some
Honestly,
of these.
if that was the reason, that'd be hilarious.
Like iconic. Like, can you imagine? It's also, I would like to point out, I am older than Kyler Murray, so maybe there's a chance.
What were we talking about though? We totally got off.
We got so far off track.
His
extension. Do you think he deserves an extension? And will he get one before the start of the season?
So my thought on this has not changed. If he is your guy and you are totally sold out for him as your starting quarterback, he's your franchise quarterback, he's going to be here long term, then you should give him a new deal.
Yeah, I think they have to. They have to at this point. They had a first-round quarterback in Josh Rosen that they got rid of literally a year later. They brought in Cliff Kingsbury specifically to be the coach for Kyler Murray. At this point, you are far too down this river to not extend Kyler Murray. And also, look at the options. Look at the market out there. There's not a good quarterback in the draft this year that I would feel comfortable with drafting. Most of the quarterbacks that are in the game now are now locked into long-term deals because they either moved this offseason or got bigger contracts last season. So the NFL is a quarterback market. If you don't have a franchise starting quarterback, you are screwed. Yeah. And I know that from personal experience, being a fan of a team that did not have one until this offseason. So I don't know. I think you have to.
Yeah, I agree. And the younger guys have their big deals signed. And honestly, some of the older guys, like the Russell Wilsons, the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady, which really threw us all for a loop. They're all probably on their last contracts, like of their careers, right?
Don't even get me started on Tom Brady.
Wait, what?
Don't even get me started on Tom Brady.
Oh,
My God, what a
whole other
drama
podcast
queen.
episode.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of conspiracy theories too surrounding why he decided to come back and like whatever. I'm like, oh my God. But you know what? At the end of the day, I sort of get it. I totally sort of get it. Like when you've done and known one thing for like your entire career and all of a sudden and everything you hang your hat on, as much as people want to say like, oh, I'm a family person, I'd love to have more time with my family and this is what is really important to me or whatever. Like when you are like in the spotlight and however many months, the majority of your year in and year out is on a National Football League team.
Yep.
Like your identity lies in being a football player.
Yep.
And I can't imagine how like internally difficult that would have to be to walk away when you still have more to give.
Yeah.
So
I understand. I mean, Ryan in the comments saying the longer you wait, the more the contract goes crazy because guys are signing for bigger deals. That's a great point too. I think if they would have gotten Kyler Murray's deal done earlier, it would have been for less. But now that Kyler's looking at all of these deals and seeing, okay, where do I fit in market wise? I think it just keeps going up. So I don't know. I hope they figure it out soon. And honestly, at this point, I think they just need to extend him and get this drama over with and go into the season with Kyler Murray happy and not mad and frustrated.
Yeah, my mindset has shifted a little bit where originally I was like, no way. And like they should wait it out if they have like some concerns about him. But at this point, it's just like, you know what? It's just sort of how the industry goes, especially when everybody else is heading in one direction.
Yeah.
Like you can't really sit there and look your quarterback in the face and expect them to respond like favorably to, you know, not having an extension. So I do think they should probably just get it done.
I agree. Well, before we move on to the Diamondbacks offseason roster additions, because we do need to talk about it, because guess what? It's baseball season, guys, which I'm so happy about. I need to tell you all about DraftKings Sportsbook. College basketball fans, Miss Arizona over here. Woo. Are you guys watching the tournament, March Madness? Are you into it? Yes?
For sure.
Oh my God, I love it. I've never been a college basketball fan. And now I am. This is the year that I've decided that I'm going to fully invest in college basketball and watch the tournament. And I feel like I've been missing out my whole life on.
You for sure have been missing out.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never really liked basketball. Like the NBA is not really my thing.
The NBA and college basketball are night and day different.
Yeah, totally different things. Yeah. I'm going to get canceled for saying this because I went to ASU.
That you're rooting for U of A?
Don't you dare.
She is. Bear down. Back the A, Makayla. Back the A.
No. Stop it. I will end this stream.
Back the A.
Shane, if you went and covered U of A and really, you know, got to be around some of the players and stuff like that.
I was literally with Makayla when she fell in love with him.
I am in love with this Arizona basketball team. I'm sorry to end the stream. I'm sorry. They're so good. They are so good. I'm a little nervous about this matchup with Houston because Houston's probably the best defensive team in March Madness, and it makes me a little nervous. But oh my God, it's so cool. I'm so mad at myself for not getting interested in college basketball earlier. I've missed out my whole life.
Better late than never.
True. So yeah, please don't cancel me, Sun Devil fans. I'm sorry. But anyway, college basketball fans, join the action on the court during the biggest tournament of the year with DraftKings Sportsbook. Turn your team's victory into your own big win. New customers can bet just $5 on any team to win and get $200 in free bets. If they do, it really is that simple. If they win, you win. DraftKings Sportsbook customers can also bet on college hoops with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. And best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code PHNX. Bet just $5 on any college hoops team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do win. If they win, you win with promo code PHNX this week at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and up only, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. All right. Chris is in the comments excited to talk about baseball. Charles is canceling me for being an Arizona fan. I'm sorry. Come
on, Charles.
Well, speaking of baseball, if I asked you to name a player on the Arizona Diamondbacks roster, could you do it? This is not like a trap question.
One player?
Yes.
One, yes. Escobar.
Okay, all right. So, well, I think Escobar's not on the roster anymore.
Eduardo Escobar?
Yeah. He's on the roster anymore.
Oh, shit. No. He's not. Hang on.
No. I promise.
He's like literally my favorite player, the train.
David Peralta.
Yes. Sorry. Okay. I totally got him confused.
Totally fine and fair. And it wasn't a trap question because the Diamondbacks are in this position where they did not bring in any big names during the offseason, which I think I was expecting. And I'll tell you why. It's because the Diamondbacks are not necessarily in tank mode. And they're also not necessarily in rebuild mode. They're in a sit and wait mode. So they're not bringing in huge names because they don't want to pay the contracts for these people, because basically, in my opinion, their philosophy right now and what they're doing is they're waiting for all of the players that they got in big trades for like big names in the past, like Zach Greinke and other players, is to come up through their system and join the major league roster, because they have one of the best farm systems in baseball, and they have so many prospects loaded up in their minor league system that probably around the year 2024, maybe 2025, their major league roster is going to be amazing. And I really, really believe that, because they have so many incredible pieces in their farm system right now. Two specifically in the outfield, Alec Thomas, who is probably going to be one of the best outfielders in baseball. So in this offseason, they didn't really bring in a lot of like big people. Mark Melanson is probably the biggest name that they brought in, and who's probably going to be the Diamondbacks closer this season. Which is fine. He's a little bit older, but he's probably one of the most reliable bullpen arms in all of baseball. So they brought in Mark Melanson, and they brought in two more pitchers. They brought in Zach Davies to be a rotation pitcher, which I'm not crazy about. He had his worst career year ever last year with the Cubs, and he is just not looking
only
great.
Up from here.
But they brought him in because Zach Gallen, to nobody's surprise, is hurt yet again, which is really unfortunate, because Zach Gallen was supposed to be, you know, their pitcher, their ace, and he just can't stop avoiding injury. It's a shoulder injury this time, which is obviously not good when you're a starting pitcher. So they needed to kind of add another starting pitcher.
They brought Ian Kennedy back too, didn't they?
They did, yeah. So they brought Ian Kennedy back, who was a starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks in the mid 2000s. But Ian Kennedy is like a grandpa. He is so old. So I imagine he's going to be in the bullpen.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So he's going to come out of the bullpen. So basically they just added two bullpen arms, and then Zach Davies as a starting pitcher in case Zach Gallen, they need to like have another pitcher in place of Zach Gallen if he's not ready to go. So I mean, not a really exciting offseason, which is a little bit of a bummer for just casual fans, because you're not going to have like that big name that's going to draw you to the ballpark unless you're really excited to watch David Peralta or Ketel Marte this season. But yeah, I mean, it's just a weird time for the Diamondbacks, because they're not really rebuilding, and they're not really going to be competing. I don't really think that they're going to do well this year. I'm positive they're going to compete with the Rockies for last place in the National League West this season, which is a bummer. But I mean, considering all of that, like, are you guys still excited to go to games? Like, do you want to go to baseball games?
You didn't really just sell me much there, but I do like it in the summer because it's the only sport going on, and there's nothing like going to the baseball stadium and having a beer. That's just like a good summer activity.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like this team's been through a lot. I feel like it went from the COVID season to last year, just struggling to win games,
failing to tank properly.
Yeah,
they blew that.
Seeing the way that it impacted Torey Lovello and some of the guys that were just like, man, we're tired of just showing up to the ballpark and just losing, and to do it in some of the errors and just stupid ways where it was just like, this is like fundamentally hard to watch. I think they had a really rough go, and I just hope that we're not seeing another one of these seasons with the Diamondbacks. You know, I get it if they're not, you know, if they're going to be competing to finish last with the Rockies, I get that, but I just hope that they play some better baseball and it's not quite as rough. I remember the start of last season, and I always get Peralta and Escobar confused. Escobar is no longer with the team, but I remember them starting up that dance thing in the locker room, in the clubhouse, and it just being like a super fun environment. And they were actually like semi-successful at the start of the season, and then it just sort of died down.
Yeah, they got crushed by injuries.
So I just hope, I fully support this team. I'm a huge fan of Torey Lovello. I'm a huge fan of some of the players, like, you know, young guys like Pavin and Dalton. Obviously David Peralta is like an all-time top 10 human being that exists, and he's great for the Diamondbacks organization. Fantastic. He's a great face for the organization. So I'm certainly rooting for them, and I will pay attention for sure. So it's not like they're they're so bad that I'm like, I don't want to have anything to do with them this year.
Yeah.
But my biggest hope for them is just that it is emotionally, mentally, just a better and more fun year than what they had last year.
Yeah, and I think it will be. I think a lot of the negativity that came in surrounded the injuries, because like it's so tough when you see your teammates going down with injuries, and it was just like one after another after another after another. Like they could not catch a break, and they had people like playing positions that they normally wouldn't. Like it was just a mess overall. So I think if you can avoid that again, which God help us, knock on wood they can, I think it will be a little bit better positively. And then Chris bringing up a great point. The biggest thing that they did was overhaul their staff. She's absolutely right. They brought in probably the best coaching staff I've seen in an offseason. You know, they have Bannister, they've got Troy Lovello again, which people did not like, but you know, they pretty much overhauled their entire staff, which I think is great. And I think the additions or the changes that they made on their staff were amazing. And I think that this staff is going to be the best staff to lead this team forward. And especially like they're going to be great in this like transitional period while they're waiting for their minor leaguers to come up through the system and to get to that major league roster. And then they're going to be incredible when those minor leaguers get up to this to the big stage and compete with on the major league stage. So the overhaul of the staff, I think, was a huge thing for the Diamondbacks this offseason. I want to read another comment. Where is it? Oh, yes. Darth Voyoda saying Redbeard back in the house. Yay. Yep. Excited about Ian Kennedy. Charles Woodall Pike, death by Dodgers pass. Yeah, the Dodgers, obscene. Absolutely ridiculous. Their payroll this year is $270 million. They have everyone and their mom playing for them. And top down, like 1 through 9, their rotation and their batting order, they're going to blow everybody out of the water. I don't see how anybody can compete with the Dodgers this year, except maybe, oh God, maybe the Phillies. I don't know. It's going to be tough. I'm so upset at the Dodgers. It's ridiculous. And I actually tweeted something about it, how, you know, the payroll differences in Major League Baseball is pretty much what helping to kill the sport. And it's super unfortunate, especially sharing the division with the Dodgers. Yeah, that's not great. We're going to get stomped on them pretty much all season long. Darth saying going to baseball games are still fun. The product on the field may suck, but the beers are always ice cold.
Exactly what I said.
Leah and you are on the same page when it comes to that, and I agree.
Only God can compete with the Dodgers.
Only God. Oh my God, I love that. I'm stealing that, Darth. No, I'm just kidding. It's true though. Like, there's nobody that's going to be able to compete with the Dodgers this year if they don't win. Which, I mean, there's still a possibility that they can't.
It's not even fun though.
No, it's not. It's not fun at all, because you go into it knowing that you don't have a chance, and it's just like, why are we here? They're kind of like the Warriors when the Warriors were winning the NBA, like when Cleveland and the Warriors were going back and forth for the title every year.
So annoying.
Yeah, that's pretty much like how the Dodgers are right now. You just know. But I mean, I will say though, if anybody's going to choke in the playoffs, it would be the Dodgers. They're notorious for having an incredible roster and still not winning. So if a light at the end of the tunnel, I guess. I don't know. Okay. So those were the offseason moves that were made by the teams and the trade deadline. Everything roster decision we kind of recapped.
So a fun fact about Ian Kennedy, my one time that I had any interaction with him, I went out golfing with Goldie, Ian Kennedy when he was with the Padres, but the Padres were in town facing the Diamondbacks, and the team chaplain, and did a story with them.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because they would still do like, Ian Kennedy was still very close with the team chaplain, which maybe that's a story for the story.
Whoa.
Because the team chaplain is still there. But yeah, but he was just a fantastic guy.
Yeah.
So like for that reason, I'm like, he is a little up there in age now, but
yeah, he's a grandpa.
He's a good guy, so happy to have him.
Yeah, I mean, welcome back to the Valley, Ian Kennedy. Okay, so we're gonna play a game, but before we get to the game, I do want to tell you guys about our latest partner, because they have a product that I use every single day. I know Chierstin is on the same page. Leah, are you an Athletic Greens girl?
Big fan? Have it in my fridge at home.
Oh, there we go. So our newest partner, Athletic Greens, they have something that I take every day in the morning. So I have a problem with energy. I love my sleep. If I don't get at least 14 hours of sleep, I am a tyrant.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm serious.
14?
Like 12 to 14.
What is that? Who has time for that?
I take naps throughout the day so I can hit that 14 total. You know?
Oh my Lord.
I love sleep. And a lot of that is because I have really low energy. So I was looking for something that could help boost my energy so I could just like make it to my next nap throughout the day. Greens has helped me go from 12 to 14 hours of sleep to at least 10.
Where's Makayla? Oh, she's taking her 5th nap of the day.
I love naps, you guys. I'm a big napper.
Oh my gosh.
Are you crying?
Yeah, I laugh when I laugh really hard.
She
I cry.
always cries on the show.
I always cry. Okay, it's fine. So
Anyway, carry on.
every morning I roll out of bed, I go to my kitchen, I get my Athletic Greens out of the fridge, I take a scoop, put it in my water bottle, I give it a good shake, and I chug that shit because it gives me enough energy, like I said, to get through the day, which is what I need. Like, I'm really low energy. It also is helping me with my gut health, with bloating, all of that great stuff, which is something that I really wanted and they have done for me. With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, adaptogens to help you start your day right. Athletic Greens, it really is a no-brainer. It supports better sleep quality, which I love, and recovery. Athletic Greens has over 7,000 five-star reviews. It costs less than $3 a day, plus you're investing in your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/TPSP. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/TPSP, which stands for the Phoenix Sports Podcast, to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Okay, let's play a game. I'm super excited for this. Basically, this is like my version of F, Marry, Kill, except I'm calling it Sign, Extend, Trade, or Cut. I can't remember. What did I call it? Anyways, it's a version of F, Marry, Kill. If you guys want to play along with us in the comments, please do. We want to include you in this game. It's going to be really fun. So let's get to our first Sign, Extend, Cut question. It's dessert themed.
Oh.
So sign is equivalent to like F, extend is like marry, and then cut is like kill. So
Okay.
like sign is you like it, extend is like you love it, and cut is like you hate it. Leah, you go first with this one.
No.
You got it. You got it.
No. I'm okay. Cake, ice cream, cookies. Okay, this one might be a spicy one. Sign, cake, extend, ice cream, cut, cookies.
Ooh, okay.
Because a good cookie is good, but a bad cookie is really bad. And there's no bad ice cream. Ice cream extend for sure.
Yeah.
And I just love cake, so.
Okay. Chierstin, what would you do?
There's nothing worse than like a cheap cake with frosting that like literally like stings your teeth as you eat it.
Fair enough.
Have you ever had that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like the frosting is so sugary that
Yeah.
Like the grocery store one.
Yes.
Yes.
So sign, ice cream, extend, I'm saying that right. Sign, extend, cut.
Yeah.
Extend, cookies, and cut cake.
So you're in love with cookies? Cookies is like your favorite?
Cookies,
No,
you're
ice
making the
cream.
long-term investment. Extend is like your long-term investment.
Oh,
Extend
for
is
So
marriage.
ice cream.
sakes.
Ice cream would be your extend.
Ice cream, extend.
Yes. Cookies, sign.
Cookies, sign.
Cut
Cut
Cake.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm the same. Ice cream is my favorite dessert besides tiramisu, which, by the
Only
way,
at the best of my birthday.
if you're looking for the best tiramisu on the planet, you have to go to Fat Ox,
Yeah.
right? Oh my God. I
was
died
so
and went to
good.
heaven when I ate that tiramisu.
It was like my birthday cake, and Makayla was like,
I
I
ate
saw
all
the
of it.
joy on her face. So I was like, Makayla, you have it.
So ice cream is my favorite. So I'm the same. I think I would extend ice cream. I would sign cookies and I would cut cake. I hate cake. I don't like it at all. There's just nothing about it I enjoy.
Yeah.
It's just gross.
I agree.
It's all good.
Charles Woodall Pike saying he would sign cookies, extend ice cream, cut
That's
cake.
exactly
So the
what
same
you
as
guys
me.
said.
Darth saying he would sign cake, extend ice cream, cut cookies.
Oh, same as
okay,
me.
same as Leah. 1 for 1. All
But
right.
everyone agrees ice cream is the best. So
Yeah, there's nothing better than ice cream, I don't think. I'm obsessed with it. It's
Pie,
so
but
good.
that's
What's your
okay.
favorite flavor of ice cream?
I'm
I'm a Rocky Road gal.
I like really odd
cookies and
things,
cream.
Okay.
Cookies and cream. Like if you're just going to any ice cream shop, cookies and cream always. If you're going to the Hub in Tucson birthday party, and if you're going to the grocery store, half-baked Ben & Jerry's.
Oh, okay. I kind of like weird ones too. Like Rocky Road, butter pecan, and pistachio are probably like my top three.
Pistachio and like amaretto cherry.
Ooh, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
All right, what's our next one?
Yeah. I think it's because one of my grandparents, that was their thing growing up. So I'd go to my grandparents' house and they'd be like, oh, do you want some ice cream? And that's all they had. So when I was super little, I just like associated that with like a treat. And obviously.
Do you like Werther's as well?
Yeah. Where do you stand on Werther's?
Is that the caramel thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Chierstin has the palate of an 80-year-old. And all right. Next question. Sign, extend, cut, football, hockey, or baseball. I put each of the sport that we love the most up there to make it difficult. Maybe differentiate our answers.
This is hard.
Right? I can go first because this is easy for me.
Yeah, it's easy for me too.
I'm going to extend baseball, obviously. I'm going to sign hockey. I'm going to cut football. Sorry, football.
Excuse me?
I know. I love hockey.
I think we're all going to have very different answers.
Hockey is my second favorite sport for sure. Isn't that crazy?
I'm going to sign football, extend hockey, and cut baseball.
Ouch. My heart.
I mean, there's a clear first for me. So what that's extend, right?
Yeah.
For sure, football. Football's my sport.
Okay.
The other two are really difficult. Shoot. I really don't want to cut either one. I'll go sign. I'm gonna go sign baseball.
Sign
cut
baseball,
hockey,
cut
but that's like
hockey.
really. I could
Ooh.
say it could have been like just as easily the other way around.
Yeah.
Just as easily.
NFL AZ Cardinals saying sign football, extend hockey,
Same
cut
as me.
baseball.
2 boring on Yep.
NFL
Baseball's
AZ card
not
says
boring.
to extend hockey, so that's the favorite.
Yeah.
Chris is extending baseball, signing hockey, cut football. My girl, she
That's
agrees
what
with
you
me.
said.
How is somebody with NFL AZ Cardinals? I think they're confused too. You have to extend.
That's the exact same thing I said.
Charles
What?
Whittle Pike saying he would
As
sign
NFL AZ
baseball,
Cardinals.
extend hockey, cut football. Okay, all right.
I know, but isn't extend
Yeah,
the,
I think
the best?
Chierstin's saying that their name is literally NFL AZ Cardinals. Why wouldn't they extend football?
Yes.
Maybe NFL
Thank
AZ
you for the-
Cardinals is
thank you,
a
Shane.
giant. Oh no!
See,
Swap
swap them
them around.
around.
Okay,
See,
yeah,
I
there
told
we
you.
go.
Come on.
All right, let's do our next one. Sign, extend, cut. This is gonna be difficult.
God.
It's Devin Booker, Kyler Murray, and Clayton
God.
Keller, the 3 stars in the valley. I have a feeling I know what Chierstin's gonna do. Okay, well, I can go first if that helps. I would definitely extend Devin Booker. There's no way in the world I'm letting Devin Booker walk. I think I would. I don't know. I'm gonna get canceled. I think I would sign Kyler Murray and cut Clayton Keller. Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine.
Yep, I think that's what I would do.
She's like, that's fine, but I'm gonna remember that. I
What
would do
would
the
you
same
do?
thing. My thing, I think I'm so lukewarm on the Coyotes right now because I do not have any sort of like a
emotional investment.
like an emotional investment that I was looking for the right word to say to anybody on that team anymore because they're just there is no team right now, and
Yeah.
so like that's an easy one for me.
And I think in terms of like easily replaceable, that's a little harsh. I think out of those 3, like Clayton would be like the easiest to replace in terms of like finding someone who could match his skill set.
You've got like 20,000
Yeah,
draft
and
picks too, so
I hate to say it because like if you don't sign, I agree with extending Booker. That's like a no-brainer for me, and
Yeah.
I agree if you don't sign Kyler, like who else is going to be your quarterback? No one. Whereas like you said, Clayton Keller, there's a ton of wingers, high-scoring wingers in the league. Although like I don't want to say that because my heart says like sign Keller, cut
Yeah.
Kyler, but my head says
it's a business
sign
decision.
Kyler, cut.
Leave
Keller.
your emotions out
That
of
is
it.
a lot of.
I'm kidding. I put my emotions on everything.
Chris saying extend Book, sign Kyler, cut Keller. So she agrees
Yeah.
with
Seems
us.
to be the
Yeah.
consensus-ish.
Oh,
Although a lot
no,
of people
Charles-
are cutting Kyler. A lot of people are cutting Kyler.
Charles is on the opposite. He's extending Keller. He's signing Booker, and he's cutting Kyler.
Wow.
Wow, Charles, you must be a hockey person.
Yeah,
I think
he
you're,
is. He is.
I think you're a hockey person. Trade Kyler. Okay, wow. Lots of opinions on that one. Anthony is saying he would extend book, sign Clayton, and drop Kyler. Ooh.
Off at the bus station specifically.
Off at the bus station. Wow. Coming out hot, Totri. Jeez. Okay.
Who said that?
Anthony.
Totri.
Oh my god.
Get in here. I'm just kidding.
NFL Cardinals asking Kime Cliff K1 sign extend
No.
cut.
Okay. Hang on.
She's like, I got this.
Okay.
Okay, I think you extend K1, you sign Cliff, and you cut Kime. Boom. I think Kyler's more valuable than Cliff. Is that a hot take?
It's probably the most level-headed one to make.
I think you cut Kime no matter what, right? No? Chierstin?
Give me a second, Makayla.
It's a business decision.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like the most like logical thing to do for sure. But
people are agreeing with you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for
And
the
I'll
support.
just agree with you too for the sake of not having to answer.
I was gonna like kind of do like a hot take, but like that's the most like level-headed answer.
What
to
would be your
have,
hot take? Extend Cliff.
My
sign
hot take.
Kime.
My hot would be extend Cliff, sign Kime, cut Kyler.
All right. Throw it out there. Why not?
But that goes against. I mean, you can't like. You need Kyler at the same time, so like it goes against what like should be an appropriate answer.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do our next one quickly here.
This brings me back to your
stadium food.
This is an easy one for me.
Pretzel. This is also easy for me. Okay, you guys go.
I already know Chierstin's.
Extend nachos, sign soft pretzel, cut the heck out of an emulsified hot dog.
You don't like hot dogs?
Oh yeah, if you watched the week you were in Vegas, we did a
Oh
bracket
my
of
God.
stadium food, and Chierstin and I got into it over hot dogs.
Oh, no.
Into it.
A glizzy debate? I missed the glizzy
But I
debate.
will say
What the heck?
that nachos did win our bracket.
Wow.
So
Yeah. I'm surprised.
So I agree, extend nachos, but I'm signing hot dog and cutting soft pretzel because
No.
my take is I am not a pretzel person. I'm not.
How do you not like a warm bread with
No.
butter and salt?
Because
That's like the three best food groups on the planet.
first of all,
Yeah.
I'm not a huge butter person. And pretzels just don't have any flavor to me.
You dip them in cheese.
Cheese or mustard?
I'd rather
I
eat
put mustard on mine.
like tortilla chips and cheese, and that's what nachos are.
Isn't
so.
pretzel and mustard like a Canadian thing? Am I just making that up?
I think that's like just a thing.
Just a thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I put mustard on my soft pretzels.
I just don't like mustard that much. Like I would rather just dunk it in a pile of cheese.
Yeah. I'm extending soft pretzels because soft pretzels are my absolute favorite. I will always have a soft pretzel when I go to a game. I'll sign nachos, but it has to have jalapenos on it. Otherwise, I would sign hot dog, but only with mustard. I'm a Craig person. I hate ketchup on hot dogs. It's disgusting. So if it has jalapenos on it, I would sign nachos and cut hot dog.
Everyone who's agreeing with me, just know that I see you.
It's because Leah has taste. Okay, Emma, I see you. Darth saying you would sign soft pretzels, extend nachos, cut hot dog. I just don't know. I
Same
think
as
soft
Cheers.
pretzels are so much better than nachos. It's a warm
No
bread with
way.
salt.
Oh my god. Have you ever had pulled pork nachos?
Yeah, you were stuck on the pulled pork idea of it.
Glizzy gotta go.
Nachos have the highest ceiling. And
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
hot dogs have the lowest ceiling by far.
Yeah.
Agree,
Yes.
but they're still better than soft pretzels to me.
No, they're not.
Okay.
Chris saying extend pretzel, sign nachos, not
Shitty cheese.
okay, and cut hot
Yeah,
dog.
not shitty cheese. I agree with that, Chris.
Chris and I are 3 for 3 on these. I'm very happy we're on the same page. Darth saying Makayla on fuego. No ketchup on hot dog. Facts. Thank you, but I do put ketchup on my mac and cheese, which we can totally save for another day.
No, I do that too. I put ketchup and hot sauce on my mac and cheese.
You do?
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Oh, that's right.
You're
That's
just
why we're
forgetting.
twins. I know.
Craig Morgan, if you are watching this, turn it off now.
I have the attention span of a squirrel. I love ketchup on my mac and cheese. Oh, that's definitely a Canadian thing. I've heard that.
Oh
The
yeah,
Canadians love
Kraft
ketchup on
dinner,
mac and
which
cheese.
is just box mac and cheese, Kraft dinner with ketchup.
Oh,
Yeah.
flames.
That is so me.
So good. Okay, do we have one more? Okay, last one. Sign, extend, cut. Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July. The 3 most iconic
Extend
holidays.
Thanksgiving, sign Christmas, cut 4th of July.
What? Oh, you're
Really?
Canadian. That's why. You're
I've only
anti-American.
been in the U.S. for 4th of July 3 times in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
What? You go to Canada?
I go to
every
Canada
summer?
every summer. Yeah, I've only been here 3 times.
Are you going to be here this summer?
Probably.
We're going to have a great 4th of July. We're going to change your mind.
Okay.
You can celebrate.
And Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, and Christmas is fine.
Yeah,
I'm also
Thanksgiving's
Jewish.
my favorite holiday. Oh,
Jewish
yeah.
and Canadian, so this one was easy.
How did
for
you
me.
not cut Christmas then?
Because I like Christmas. I celebrate Christmas.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. I would extend Thanksgiving. I'm on the same page as you. Thanksgiving is by far my favorite holiday. This might be a hot take. I'm going to sign 4th of July and I'm going to cut Christmas. I'm salty about Christmas because my birthday is 3 days before it. So
Fair.
Christmas is like my least favorite holiday of all time because it takes the attention away from me.
Oh my gosh.
Makayla, Christmas is about Jesus in a manger.
That's true. I feel bad now. But my birthday's 3 days before Christmas. I've always hated Christmas.
What's yours, Chierstin?
Chierstin, what are you doing?
I'm extending Christmas. I love Christmas. Also, we do this thing that I hope we never stop doing, but I'm like one of 5 kids. So all the kids, all the, spouses, their kids, etc., my grandparents, like everybody comes and stays the night at my parents' house. So it's like a totally packed house.
Okay.
It's super fun. There's people there's extra beds set up and every couch is taken and it's just like the house is totally packed. And then we wake up on Christmas morning. We have a huge breakfast, open presents, and we all hang out. So like I love that
used
tradition.
to be my Christmas.
Yeah.
And now it's changed.
My
which
Christmas
affects
is my mom's
decision.
like, here's some cash, happy Christmas. I'm like,
Yeah.
thanks, Mom.
It would be wildly different if I was an only child or something like that, where it was just like you get to a certain age and, it is what it is. But my siblings are like, my youngest sibling is like still, 2 of my siblings are still in college.
Okay.
So we're not even to that point yet.
Yeah.
And then now I've got like nieces and things like that. So it's super fun.
So extend Christmas.
So extend Christmas. And I love Thanksgiving too, but I'm going to say sign 4th of July and cut Thanksgiving.
I have a question.
Oh.
You hate Christmas because it interferes with your birthday. Shane, do you hate 4th of July because it interferes with your birthday?
No, I love 4th of July. It's a 2-day bender. We're extending Christmas. You're signing 4th of July. You're cutting Thanksgiving, but you're signing stuffing off of waivers.
There you go. There
Stuffing
you go.
is the best.
I love
will
stuffing.
agree.
Yeah.
Stuffing is elite.
I mix my cranberries.
You
and
could
stuffing.
also eat
I don't do
stuffing
that.
on Christmas, though.
Yeah, well, we do. My mom, so all of my siblings and I love stuffing the most. That my mom saves like a portion of the stuffing from the turkey and Thanksgiving because we do steak on Christmas just for us to have on Christmas because we love
That's
Thanksgiving
delicious.
that much. Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah, but I don't know. I could never get rid of Thanksgiving. It's the best holiday. It's family, food, and football. What more could you possibly want?
I mean, that's like Christmas too.
And also in Phoenix, for the 4th of July, is like 120 degrees outside.
I associate the 4th of July with like a boat
Okay.
and water.
I wish.
Why would you keep 4th of July, Shane?
Because 4th of July is so fun.
When's your birthday?
July 3rd.
Oh, it's the day before.
Yeah.
2-day bender.
Oh.
It's fantastic.
And you're not salty about having to share your birthday with a holiday?
No.
No, just me then.
because I don't get presents on 4th of July.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
That's
Presents
true.
the day before 4th of July, and then I'm fitted on the 4th of
So
July.
like essentially it just like extends the celebration. Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's
Okay.
usually probably falls over a long weekend, too, so you don't have to worry.
So you're saying extend Thanksgiving, sign 4th of July, cut Christmas. Dang, you
Cut
guys. I cut
Christmas.
Christmas too. So I guess, yeah, it's the same. Charles saying sign Thanksgiving, extend Christmas, cut 4th of July. Dang, Darth is cutting 4th of July too. Everybody is cutting all of the 4th of July.
I do like Thanksgiving, but I feel like it's so close to Christmas that if we didn't have it and we just had Christmas instead, we could still be good.
NFL AZ Cardinals asking us if we would, between Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, and Seth Rogen.
I don't know.
This is easy for me because I hate all of them. So cut
What?
every single one of them. Their movies are the worst.
Oh my god, that is Canadian slander. There are 2
We are
Canadians
not
there.
getting into this right now.
It's not good. Is Jim Carrey in
And Seth Rogen. are
what
Canadian.
movie is Jim Carrey in? That's
The
like
Mask.
no. Anyway, I think they're all. Adam Sandler is by far the worst out of all 3 of them. Adam Sandler movies are hot garbage.
Ace Ventura.
Yes, Ace Ventura. Ace Ventura is probably the only Jim Carrey movie I like. Or Dumb and Dumber is pretty good too.
Yes,
Okay,
man. Come on. Oh my god.
Dumb and
I can't
Dumber
do
I
it.
didn't
and
like
Ace
Yes
Ventura.
Man.
I can't do
but-
this.
Adam Sandler is garbage. What good Adam Sandler movie is there?
You're just gonna get yourself in
50
trouble, man.
First
I will say,
Are you kidding me?
His voice just drives
the
me
further
nuts.
along in
Billy
Adam
Madison?
Sandler's career,
Happy Gilmore? Sorry.
he is not what he used to be, for sure. Like, he does make now some
All
of
the
stuff
movies
that
that Adam Sandler now are garbage.
Yeah, I agree. But like in his prime,
Uncut Gems?
But yes, most of the Netflix specials are terrible.
Gems. You know? Okay. All right. We're getting off the rails. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Wait, one thing.
What?
Emma, the intern, is by my side, and I had to have her make one thing because the Marco Wilson shoe incident is one of my favorite things I've ever seen in sports.
Oh no.
So, Chierstin, this is for you.
Oh my God, I'm scared. Oh my God, that was incredible. Shout out to our intern Emma for calling an audible and creating that absolute work of art.
I love that.
For everybody listening,
Well
on audio,
done.
It was just Chierstin's head on Marco Wilson throwing a shoe that said James Conner isn't worth the money.
We're definitely turning that into a meme that could be used for lots of things in this office.
Yes.
Keep that file on standby.
Yes.
very creative.
Great
Yeah.
job, Emma. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
love it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Phoenix Sports Podcast. For everyone in the comments who played along with us, you guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much for watching and for commenting. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and subscribe to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, anywhere. Leave us a 5-star review. I definitely appreciate it. You guys are the best, and we will see you next week.